Bitter criticism, technical problems, my devices got wet. This paper wet is interfering with the zoom of the camera as well as the recording, so I don't know if I'm gonna make it. Anyway, this is gonna be the fourth time I'm trying to read this news. I will see if it's that important. Maybe it's not that important. I'm just practicing my English. June 12th, 2024. And Mimi here again. Yeah, Mimi. Mimi doesn't like kisses. Kiss me, Mimi. Mimi just like hugs, you know? Mimi like hugs. Home business news. EU energy giant terminates Russian gas supply contracts. Germany's Uniper has won arbitration proceedings against a Gazprom subsidiary. Germany's largest gas importer, Uniper, has decided to terminate its gas supply contracts with a subsidiary of Russian energy giant Gazprom, legally ending its long-term relationship with the corporation on Wednesday. Uniper launched arbitration proceedings against Gazprom Export in 2022, claiming damages due to the undelivered gas supplies. I guess Gazprom is innocent, you know? I guess what's going on is that, you know, I'm not sure. Of course, nobody knows, but this is, I forgot, classified. But, you know, I guess all this bad business came from the West, you know? The bad business came from the West. So I guess Russia is innocent. Gazprom is innocent. Only limited gas had been delivered since June. Mursi is here. Only limited gas had been delivered since June 2022, and the company halted purchases completely in August of that year after the EU introduced sanctions on Moscow over the Ukraine conflict. The Nord Stream pipelines were blown up the following month. However, the long-term supply contracts between the two companies remained legally in force. Gazprom Export said at the time that it did not admit to breaching the contracts, and pledged to dispute Uniper's claim for compensation. You're not watching this, but I have 3 female dogs here. Yeah. Can you see Mursi over here? Mursi, come here. Come here, Mursi. Look. Mursi is here. Yeah. And that was like the crazy girls. The crazy girls on the news. Here we are with 3 crazy girls reading news. That's the news. That's the important fact. We have crazy beaches. However, the long-term supply contracts between the two companies remained legally in force. The Nord Stream pipelines were blown up the following month. Well, so how keep delivering gas, oil if there's no more pipeline? Who blow up the pipeline? Anyway, only limited gas has been delivered since June 2022, and the company halted purchases completely in August of that year after the EU introduced sanctions on Moscow over the Ukraine conflict. The Nord Stream pipelines were blown up the following month. However, the long-term supply contracts between the two companies remained legally in force. Gazprom export said at the time that it did not admit to breaching the contracts and pledged to dispute Uniper's claim for compensation. An arbitration tribunal in Stockholm issued a ruling earlier this month, awarding Uniper the right to terminate the contracts. The company said the utility posted a record loss of 19.1 billion euros, more than $20 billion for 2022, citing the complete cessation of Russian gas supply as a major reason for the drop. The firm was nationalized in December 2022. The arbitration court awarded Uniper damages in the amount of more than 13 billion euros, $14 billion for the losses. Any amounts recovered will flow to the German federal government, the statement added. Russia's share of EU gas imports fell from 41% in 2021 to 15% in 2023 in the aftermath of the Ukraine conflict and ensuing sanctions. Over the summer of 2022, the Nord Stream pipeline, which was once the main artery transporting Russian gas to Germany, saw a string of technical and maintenance issues linked to Western sanctions. The pipeline was eventually shut down in early September 2022 and later that month sabotaged by explosions. No culprit has been identified despite multiple Western investigations. That's funny, you know, this kind of Western investigation. The West just don't care, you know. No investigation. You know, I have a huge problem with the Zoom here. So I guess that's it. I have a big problem here. I will try to keep going, but I have a technical problem here. Yeah, maybe it's working. Yeah. Woo. So finally, CGTN news from 2 days ago. US issues new Russia-related sanctions. World, June 12, 2024, CGTN. This is a short one, a short news. The United States imposed new Russia-related sanctions on Wednesday, according to a posting on the Treasury Department's website. The source is Reuters. Another source again. No, it's not so short from CGTN. BRICS meetings call for improving global governance. Politics, June 12. CGTN Politics. A 2-day meeting of foreign ministers belonging to the BRICS of emerging economies has concluded in the Russian city of Nizhny Novgorod, with all parties calling for adherence to multilateralism, improving global governance, and increasing the voice and representation of developing countries. The meeting from Monday to Tuesday marked the fourth gathering since the group expanded from 5 members: Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, to 9 in January, with the addition of Egypt, Ethiopia, Iran, and the United Arab Emirates as official members. I'm screaming because of the noisy trucks. Look. What the hell? Countries applaud BRICS mechanism. On Monday, BRICS countries engaged in in-depth discussions on cooperation, as well as international and regional hot topics. A joint statement of BRICS foreign ministers was issued following the meeting. All parties spoke highly of the important role of the BRICS mechanism and the achievements of its membership expansion. They agreed that the accession of more countries to BRICS has accelerated the process of world multipolarization and promoted a more just and equitable international order. They also voiced support for the establishment of partner countries. Yeah, I still recording. All parties call for adhering to multilateralism, opposing unilateralism and protectionism, promoting reform of the international financial architecture, enhancing and improving global governance, and increasing the voice and representation of developing countries. All parties emphasized resolving disputes peacefully through dialogue and consultations, and supporting all efforts conducive to the peaceful resolution of crises. On the second day, a dialogue was held between the BRICS countries and 12 other major developing countries, namely Thailand, Laos, Vietnam, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, Kazakhstan, Belarus, Turkey, Mauritania, Cuba, Venezuela, and Bahrain. The participants praised the strategic significance of the dialogue, noting that the BRICS Plus model facilitates unity and cooperation among developing countries, enhancing the global South's influence and building a more just and reasonable international order. They called for reforms to the international financial system, enhanced cooperation in the digital economy, infrastructure, and other areas, safeguarding the stability of the global industrial supply chain, narrowing the development gap, and achieving shared progress. We have a photograph from Chinese Foreign Minister Wang Yi attends the BRICS Foreign Ministers meeting in Nizhny Novgorod, Russia, June 10, 2024. Subtitle: China's Voice. Chinese Foreign Minister Wang Yi, also a member of the Political Bureau of the Communist Party of China Central Committee, stressed universal security, common development, and global governance at the meetings. He said BRICS should take the lead in safeguarding the international system with the United Nations at its core, and push for an equal and orderly multipolar world and inclusive economic globalization. On the Ukraine crisis, Wang reiterated China's position. China advocates consultation to resolve disputes, called for immediate, comprehensive and sustainable ceasefire in Gaza, and supports Palestine's full membership in the UN, as well as the two-state solution to realize lasting peace in the Middle East. China also supports the convening of a peace conference recognized by both Russian and Ukrainian sides, said Wang. The foreign minister also called for more efforts to build the group into a new type of multilateral cooperation mechanism among emerging markets and developing countries that features openness and inclusiveness. He urges strengthened coordination and cooperation within the group to address the interests of the global South, promote globalization, and maintain the stability of the global industrial and supply chains. Wang met separately in the 2 days with Lao Deputy Prime Minister and Foreign Minister Saleuhai Komasit, Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov, Brazilian Foreign Minister Mauro Vieira, South African Foreign Minister Naledi Pandor, Ethiopian Foreign Minister Taye Atske. Ethiopian is hard. Taye Atske Selassie. It's not the Rastafari, I guess. It's not Selassie, yeah. Iran acting Foreign Minister Ali Bagheri Kani and Thai Foreign Minister Maris Sanjampongsa. It's hard too, Thai language. Another subtitle: Improving Global Governance. The BRICS mechanism was established by 4 countries in 2009. In 2010, South Africa was officially invited to join. Over the following decade, the member countries remained stable until 4 more countries joined in 2024. According to analysts, the recent large-scale expansion of the BRICS mechanism is seen as a moving line with the times, and the group will keep expanding. In the past decade, the global south has risen rapidly, leading to a fundamental reversal of global economic power. However, Western countries will still want to maintain their dominance in the future international order by relying on allies. How is the time for the global south to step onto the international stage, said Wang Jiuming, director of the Institute of Developing Countries at the China Institute of International Studies. He said that the expansion of BRICS countries will definitely continue, and the expanded BRICS mechanism will play a significant role in creating a more just and equitable global governance system. Amid the situation where the Western camp continues to monopolize the international order or international power system, only a escalating effect can make the voice of the global south louder and more influential, said Wang. CGTN, another news. CGTN Global Pool, 78% think US is sole sanctioning superpower. Is sole sanctioning superpower. And here we are with more Mimi again. June 12, CGTN World. A photograph of a view of the headquarters of the International Criminal Court. The United States has used the tool of sanctions to protest the arrest warrant issued by the International Criminal Court (ICC) against Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and others. The U.S. Act has attracted widespread criticism from global public opinion, according to a poll launched by CGTN for netizens worldwide. 90.1% of the respondents believe that U.S. sanctions have no legitimacy and criticized it for having no respect for international organizations and order. Still recording. Woo! This is not the first time the United States has attempted to impose sanctions on the ICC. In 2020, then President Donald Trump issued an exclusive order announcing that the US will impose sanctions on ICC officials for their involvement in investigating US conduct in the Afghanistan war. The poll found that 85.2% of global respondents believe that the United States' abusive sanctions against other countries and international organizations have seriously undermined the multilateralist international order with the UN at its core. Since 1950, the United States has led the world in the use of sanctions. Data released by the U.S. Treasury Department last year showed that the U.S. sanctioned more than 20 countries. In the survey, 78.9% of the respondents were shocked by this data and considered the US to be the only sanctioning superpower in the world. However, American sanctions are not authorized by any international organization or international law. The US is placing its domestic law above international law. One of the respondents, 86.1%, pointed out that unilateral sanctions have become a tool for the United States to maintain global hegemony, suppress competitors, interfere in the international affairs of the countries, and even subvert their regimes. An internet user said in response, some countries are used to imposing sanctions on other countries. They think they own the truth and treat themselves as if they were judge and jury. Meanwhile, the economies of the sanctioned countries are suffering from stagnation and hardship. The survey found that 93% of respondents were deeply concerned about the serious humanitarian crisis caused by American sanctions. One netizen stated, "The abuse of sanctions is a robbery and harm to the people." The poll was released on CGTN's English, Spanish, French, Arabic, and Russian platforms, with over 15,000 people voting within 24 hours. So yeah, nice article from CGTN, but very critical. I can say I don't need to add anything else. Very critical. I like it. I support this article. Another news, G7 summit. Time to scale back China bashing rhetoric. Opinion, Xiao Xunlei, June 12th. We have a photograph from G7 Italy. G7 Italia. Police officers stand outside the G7 Italy 2024 media center in Bari, Italy. Editor's note, Xiao Xunlei, a special commentator on current affairs for CGTN, is a researcher at the Institute for International Dispute Settlement, Tsinghua University. The article reflects the author's views and not necessarily those of CGTN. The 2024 group of G7 summit, scheduled for 13 to 15, will bring together the leaders of the 7 member states along with representatives from the EU. Given that the 2022 and 2023 G7 communiques mention China 14 and 20 times respectively, it is likely that a broad range of China issues will once again feature prominently. In terms of the international economy, recent trade conflicts involving China, the EU, and the US, as well as discussions at the recently concluded meeting of the G7 finance ministers and central bank governors, have signaled potential topics for the upcoming summit. First, overcapacity could be racked up as a significant topic, as highlighted in the communique following the meeting of G7 finance ministers and central bank governors issued on May 26, 2024, alongside recent US allegations concerning China's electric vehicles, solar cells, and semiconductors industries. Overcapacity is a constant topic in the US-China bashing in the fields of steel and aluminum. However, there is no evidence supporting such a claim. Under the guise of overcapacity, on May 14, 2024, the US increased tariffs on different kinds of Chinese clean energy products, with electric vehicle tariffs soaring from 25% to 100%. In comparison, take Germany as an example. In 2023, Germany's exports accounted for about 40% of its GDP, whereas China's exports in the same year accounted for only about 3% of its GDP. Yet the US does not use the term overcapacity to describe Germany. This highlights the double standards of the US. This may be a naive criticism, but people say India is overpopulated, and I'm not sure, but maybe Germany is just as India overpopulated, It's just overpopulated as India. Anyway, I said it was silly and naive. The remarkable advancements in production and quality by Chinese electric automakers should not be an excuse for the label overcapacity. As Chinese Minister of Commerce Wang Wentao explained, the so-called overcapacity is not an excess of capacity but reflects excessive anxiety. The hype surrounding overcapacity, deviating from facts and economic regulations, is protectionism in nature and continues a pretext for pressuring China. Another label that has been employed is economic coercion, which appears 4 times in the 2023 G7 communique, though not explicitly linked to China. Nevertheless, it has been notably and extensively used by the US and the EU against China since then. There is no universally accepted definition of economic coercion, but from the US perspective, it means that China has weaponized the use of trade restrictions, sanctions, embargoes, and boycotts to either incentivize or deter behavior. On the side of EU, according to its newly introduced anti-coercion instrument, economic coercion is defined as a situation where a third country attempts to pressure the EU or a member state into making a particular choice by applying or threatening to apply measures affecting trade or investment against the EU or a member state. Since the EU initiated the trade war against China in 2018, a series of actions have been taken, including imposing punitive duties, enforcing stringent sanctions, restricting exports, and discriminating in investments. Additionally, the EU has recently enacted multiple trade defense measures targeting over 10 industries in China. These actions by the US and the EU raise questions about the legitimacy of their allegations, as it is evident that China is the victim of economic coercion. We have a photograph here from the container ship COSCO shipping Camellia Verde at the Pacific International Container Terminal of Tianjin Port in North China's Tianjin, May 15, 2024. Moreover, despite lacking evidence, China is still alleged to have engaged in unfair trade practices by offering high levels of subsidies, enabling Chinese companies to undercut prices and gain market share, thereby resulting in unfair competition. However, both the US and the EU provide significant subsidies to various sectors with the aim of enhancing competitiveness. For instance, in August 2022, US President Joe Biden signed the Inflation Reduction Act, which explicitly provides subsidies to develop clean energy. Similarly, the EU has introduced a series of stimulus policies with an average of about 969 subsidy policies per year from 2020 to 2023. In preserving fair competition, the World Trade Organization (WTO) legal system has been instrumental, prioritizing the fundamental principles of non-discrimination and the reasonable, prudent use of trade remedies. However, there are doubts regarding the conformity of the aforementioned subsidies with WTO standards. Previous G7 communiques have consistently emphasized adherence to WTO principles, and it is anticipated that this year's document will do the same. During the upcoming G7 summit, the US may push for other nations to join its tariff war, as US Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen called last month for the formation of a wall of opposition against China. However, each G7 members has its own interests, and it is obvious that a trade war is not in the interest of any country, given China's economic ties with each G7 member. If you want to contribute and have a specific expertise, well, I did it. I've contributed, but CGTN didn't like it. They didn't pay attention to me. Well, it doesn't matter. Well, I have more news from BRICS. BRICS, shaping a multipolar world for global prosperity. Opinion, June 11. Shahid Hussein. Editor's note: Shahid Hussein, a special commentator on current affairs for CGTN, is the founder and CEO of the UAE-based company Green Proposition. The article reflects the author's opinion and not necessarily the views of CGTN. As BRIC embraces new members, discussion revolved around how this expansion could further enhance association's influence on the global stage. The BRICS Foreign Ministers meeting convened in Nizhny Novgorod, Russia, from June 10 to 11, serves as a platform for participants to deliberate on various international issues and explore cooperation opportunities within the group. The agenda of the meeting, as indicated by Russian Foreign Ministry, focuses on key topics on international agenda and practical collaboration among BRICS nations. Economic and geopolitical power is increasingly decentralized in a rapidly changing global landscape, and groups like BRICS cannot be overstated, with their combined influence expanding around 30% of the Earth's land mass, 45% of its population, and a remarkable 33% of global GDP. BRICS nations are emerging as critical players in shaping the future of international relations and global governance. As representatives convene for a pivotal meeting hosted by Russia, it's imperative to highlight the positive impact BRICS is poised to make on the world stage. Yeah, I know all these numbers. Everybody knows these numbers, but everybody say that also this critic is not exclusive mine. But yeah, all these countries are a lot of people. There's a lot of mass land and so on. A lot of GDP. The percentage is very high. But BRICS is not an exclusive a club. I guess the EU is more powerful, I mean, they have a Congress, they have euro deputies. I'm just giving Maybe I'm giving ideas to the BRICS. The BRICS should have a Congress with deputies, BRIC deputies. What about that? I'm kind of, I have some flu, some flu. Founded on principles of mutual respect, sovereign equality, inclusiveness, consensus, and strengthened collaboration, BRICS stands out as a beacon of hope in a world of shifting power dynamics. Its expanding membership, which now includes Egypt, Iran, the UAE, Saudi Arabia, and Ethiopia, further underscores its distinctiveness as a platform open to diverse economic and political systems. The economic prowess of BRICS nations is not just a statistic but a result of their collective efforts. With the GDP surpassing the G7 countries, BRICS is a dominant player in the global economy. The growth of BRICS economies, as evidenced by data from the International Monetary Fund, is a testament of their reliance and potential to drive global growth. Initiatives like the New Development Bank, NDB, a tangible demonstration of BRICS' commitment to fostering sustainable development and infrastructure investment, further solidify its influence in global governance. One of the defining features of BRICS cooperation is its emphasis on South-South cooperation. By fostering closer ties among developing nations, BRICS unlocks new opportunities for shared growth and development. The upcoming NBD seminar in Egypt, the first of its kind outside the founding BRICS countries, underscores the group's commitment to extending the benefits of cooperation beyond its borders. Through initiatives like this, BRICS is paving the way for a more inclusive and interconnected world. When the world grapples with challenges ranging from climate change to geopolitical tensions, BRICS offers hope for a more inclusive and equitable world order. Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov's assertion that BRICS cooperation is open to all underscores the group's commitment to dialogue and collaboration. By championing multipolarity, BRICS nations are championing a new approach to create a more balanced distribution of power in international affairs. The agenda of the BRICS meeting is not just a list of topics, but a reflection of the group's proactive approach to global issues. From conflict resolution to enhancing the role of developing countries in global governance, BRICS nations are at the forefront of finding pragmatic solutions to complex challenges. By leveraging their collective experience and resources, BRICS members are not only shaping their destinies, but also making a substantial contribution to the cause of global peace and prosperity. Amid the meeting in Nizhny Novgorod, Lavrov and Chinese Foreign Minister Wang Yi convened to discuss the future trajectory of the group. Both ministers expressed optimism regarding the association's growth, noting the increasing number of countries seeking cooperation with the BRICS and the Shanghai Cooperation Organization, SCO. I bet on the SCO, Shanghai Cooperation, that. I bet better on that. Chinese Minister Wang Yi on the left speaks to Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov. And more people, I'm not seeing it. Anyway, simultaneously preparations are underway in Kazan, Russia for the upcoming BRICS Games scheduled from June 12 to 23. Russian Deputy Prime Minister Dmitry Chernyshenko disclosed that An unprecedented 97 countries have confirmed their participation, with over 4,000 foreign athletes expected to compete across 27 different sports. This is I burn my eyes reading this, because this is a really, now I got it why people are saying this is the new UN, you know. This is very different, you know. Yeah, the BRICS Games, I never heard about that. The BRICS Games aim to attract 5,000 participants, with a significant portion hailing from nations outside the BRICS group. The comprehensive sports program, comprising 27 disciplines, underscores the event's inclusive nature. Notably, participation extends beyond BRICS nations, with over 50 countries, including Kazakhstan, Turkey, and Mexico, joining the games, with 380 sets of awards up for grabs. The BRICS Games promise to foster camaraderie and sportsmanship on a global scale. You know, that truck is not from BRICS Game. As representatives gather from the BRICS meeting in Russia, it's evident that the group's influence extends far beyond its member countries. With their combined economic might, commitment to multipolarity, and focus on addressing global challenges, BRICS nations are reshaping the contours of international relations. As the world navigates an uncertain future, BRICS offers a vision of cooperation and solidarity that transcends borders and fosters a more prosperous and harmonious world. And that's it. I have to do my yoga. It's been so long since the last time. I have to do some yoga, something like this. I'm sorry, Mimi, you are so late now. You came too late, Mimi. So I'm going to do my yoga later. Yeah, next time. But I have to do my yoga, Mimi. You know, we don't live together. This is a street dog, but we love each other. So it looks like we are too close, but we are not. We are just friends, you know. We just meet on the street. Terrible trucks. I'm done with the trucks, with the noisy trucks. What the hell? What a problem this. You know, those trucks have a problem. I'm just making sure Peter Touch is not here. Tommy! Because despite Peter Touch is super peaceful, super nice. Oh no, although Peter Touch is there. Yeah, Peter Touch is there, I guess. Tommy! Go away, Tommy. Go there. Look, Peter Touch is gone. Peter Touch is around there. Look, that eyes over there. That's Peter Touch. They want to go. All this. Tommy. Yeah, my fear is Tommy fighting Peter Touch. So what a good news. So this news today, I didn't saw any new news. Any fresh news. but so super nice. You know, I was playing soccer today. Just I'm just practicing my free shots, and I got injured. You know, with today practice, I'm done. I'm done with soccer forever. I'm an old guy now. Well, that's it. I assume I will not be a striker like Roberto Carlos. I will never be like Roberto Carlos. I have a friend, a Brazilian friend that understands a little bit more than me about soccer. He says if you want to shot free kicks like Roberto Carlos or more modest players like anyone, you should run. You should make exercises for your legs. You know, you should be a good. If you want to have power on your kicks, you know, on your shots, you have to run. And it's true, I stopped running for a long time, and that's it. I don't have the youth. I don't have the conditions to restore my body, you know. I guess I'm gonna the best thing that can happen to me is be quiet. Be quiet and calm down. Yeah, so right now I'm cooling down, just waiting for the 47 again, because more than 47, like let's say 1 hour video, it takes too long to upload. So that's why I came back to the AK-47.